Better Ventures is a sustainable urban farm located out here in the Bay Area. My name is Nick Hill-Aurora. I'm the co-founder of Better Ventures. We figured out a way to collect and use all the used coffee grounds, in this case that Pete's Coffee uses. We partnered up with them, and that they normally throw away to the landfill. Use that and grow organic gourmet mushrooms on it from what was a waste stream. And right now we're collecting about 6,000 pounds a week of coffee grounds that was going to the landfill and using that as a substrate to grow gourmet mushrooms. Our own waste then becomes really rich compost, so that actually becomes another value-add product that we can sell back and donate back to the local community. So in a nutshell, it's a zero-waste company, collecting a waste stream, kind of adding value to it, nutritious local food. At the end of it, our own waste becomes something else and closing our own loop up. My position right now, I'm by title co-founder. One part of it is kind of setting a vision. At the same time that you're out there giving a hand to every single other person on your team, whatever they need help with. When Alex and I started out with Better Ventures, our summer was focused 100% in the warehouse. Every day, 12 hours a day, planting, actually learning how to grow mushrooms and knee-deep in coffee, knee-deep in the agricultural process. And since then, we've tried to kind of step out of it one step at a time to really focus more on growing the business and finding new partners, finding new clients, finding kind of new avenues for growth. So I think as we grow, we try to pass on different tasks, and our goal is to find the next new project that we can kind of run with and then pass that on to someone else. In terms of delegation, it's really a matter of, is the task keeping the status quo and keeping the business running, or is it kind of affecting the future of the business and new opportunities? Better Ventures, and it's spelled BTTR, which stands for Back to the Roots. And the whole kind of vision of the company is to really kind of create a business model that can focus on the local community, but still kind of interact with a much more global, larger economy. And we think this kind of, with multinationals and things like that, people have kind of lost focus on the core where businesses operate, which is just your local community. And Better Ventures was created to kind of prove that model where you can still operate a profitable company, employ people, create livelihoods, but at the same time take care of the environment, take care of your community, and really give back in a certain way too. Our mission statement in a nutshell is to create a company that stands for social responsibility, progress, and innovation. We started off with an idea and kind of a vision more than a business plan. And I think as we explored the business plan itself kind of evolved. And where we are now, I think, is where we're finally really structuring the business. We've proven the concept, we've proven the vision, and now we're out there kind of actually trying to show people this is real, it's a real model. And now I think our business model is starting to come to life.
Don't write a business plan, don't make a financial model, don't do any of that, because don't do SWOT analysis. Anything you learn in business school, put that aside.
My name is Alejandro Ellis, and I'm the co-founder of Better Ventures.
At the end of the day, all of that is going to take you away from what's most important at the moment, and that is following through and taking action at what you think, what the idea that you have.
Your surrounding community kind of plans your business for you in terms of what they want. So I think we really try to respond to the community needs in terms of letting them plan, what they want from us, rather than kind of throwing upon our products, to the community. Every single person on our team kind of is bringing some other value-add component. They know something else, they know something new. So it's hard to kind of create a hierarchical component when everyone is already kind of bringing new facts to the table, which is why you really have to have a flat organization in terms of just R&D and ideas. You definitely need to create that open culture so you be sure you're really using up all the talent that your team has.
A lot of businesses are now thinking that email is the sole way of communicating with people, but at the end of the day, it goes back to having relationships and establishing a relationship with every single person that you work with, and whether it's a supplier, whether it's one of your vendors. And we like to almost say it's a 50-50. You focus half the time on communication that's very quick, such as emails, but it always goes back to having that inefficiency and asking about the team leader's day, how their kids are doing. I think that, I would say, is almost more important than shooting off quick emails and taking care of 300 people in one day.
I think one of the most important traits for any leader just comes down to hard work. And I think you have to show your team that you're working harder than everyone else, because that's why they want to believe in you, that's why they want to trust you with your judgment, that you believe 110% in this company and what you're doing. I think it all comes down to that, because if you're not working hard, there's no reason for your team to work hard for the same vision.
A really good leader for a startup company like this, they really need to be promoting the idea that everyone is just as important. So I'm not the founder, but everything that I do for the company, every call I make, we're representing the company, it's just as important. So I think that's really crucial to make sure everyone feels that they're significant and everyone can communicate on the same level and everyone has the same stake in the company.
To get your employees to be creative, at first, at least for us, it's almost forcing it upon them. Keep on asking, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? And at some point, it becomes part of the culture where they feel comfortable because we're always asking them for their thoughts. All of our employees will feel comfortable giving their thoughts to us, and you're really creating that open environment where you can just share ideas left and right. So I think it starts off on your manager's side, making sure that you set the expectations. The first thing you look for is a passion in what you're doing, and we want people on here who really believe in everything about Better Ventures, our vision, our goals, things like that. And that's first and foremost the first thing we look for when we're bringing people on board. I think after that, you can train people for skill sets. You can train people to, to do certain jobs, but you can't train people to be more passionate about your company and about your mission, about your goals. So that's the first thing we look for when hiring, is just really, do they believe in what our company stands for? We do interview with a couple different people on our team, so it's not just one or two people making a decision, but more of a group decision. I think that really helps us all feel comfortable with each person we bring on board, and it's not like, oh, he's my employee, I feel pressure for making sure he's doing well. It's a communal thing where everyone's kind of had a decision in bringing so-and-so on board. Our first step was going out there and seeing if people want this. Is there some kind of demand for it? So we took our first handful of mushrooms, walking around the streets of Berkeley to all the local chefs, all the local restaurants, and literally just knocking on doors. Is this something you'd buy? And I think once we got positive feedback, we knew we could do something that people wanted. Now what can we do with this?
When I went to Starbucks, picked up 10 buckets of coffee grinds, went to my fraternity, planted them all, and had done a ton of research going up to that, but we didn't know anything about farming really. But out of those 10 buckets, we got extremely lucky. Looking back, I have no idea how we were able to get one little mushroom. The other 9 got contamination, but that one mushroom is what we took to Whole Foods to pitch, and we got into the Berkeley Whole Foods from that little mushroom, got our first warehouse because it gave us the confidence. So I guess to tie it all together, it's taking that chance or taking that initiative of just trying it once and trying at a very, very small scale, knowing that it's not very economical and it's not very efficient. But that's a huge transition, and that's where Nikhil and I saw that we really had a business.
I think looking back now, our business model to us at least seems, oh, that's obvious. That's of course how we're going to do it. But a year ago, we had no idea, what you could do with this idea. So for us, it's kind of slowly evolved along the way from that first fact, and it's cool to see how when you first started off, you thought you had your business model, and a year later, it's nowhere near where you ended up doing. So I think if there's one main piece of advice to give anyone trying to start their own company, it's that don't ever feel like the idea you had at the beginning is the completely right thing to do, because guarantee you a year from now you're going to look back and realize how off you were. So kind of keep an open mind always. Diversity, I think, for me means it's not just race or religion. I think it's just a mindset, and you want to bring people on who bring a different mindset, a different past, a different way of looking at problems, and that's just this core function. I think the other factors of race, religion, people think of diversity in terms of skin color or language. I don't think any of that matters. It just comes down to more diversity in thought process to us, and that's what allows you to bring unique ideas to the company and really go from there. Running a business is definitely a roller coaster. You have to be prepared for the ups and downs, because one day you think you're the next Bill Gates, the other day you're thinking you have nothing. So you gotta be able to you have to be able to ride that middle ground, and that's I think important for a business owner or a business manager, anyone kind of really trying to grow an organization, because there's so many ups and downs every day.